CES 2024 is almost a wrap, and we have a roundup of all of our favorite products, devices, and technologies that we saw at the show. Let's dive right into it. First up, we have TCL Nex Paper 3.0. This is obviously the third generation of a technology that TCL launched at an earlier CES, and it is finally getting to the point where it's viable for a regular smartphone. This is a paper-like display that feels soft to the touch, has zero glare, and is extremely resistant to fingerprints. It's still a little duller than your traditional smartphone display, and you're not going to get OLED, but if you want a fingerprint-free display that's easy to see in direct sunlight, Nex Paper is incredibly exciting. Up next, we have the TCL Nex Paper 14 Pro, which is an incredibly large tablet from TCL. It's pretty standard as it comes to tablets, but the innovative thing that TCL has done here is a switch on the tablet itself that puts you into what it calls Nex Paper mode. Essentially, you flip the switch and it turns the wallpaper, the icons, and other elements of the Android operating system to look more like paper. So now you can read your tablet with ease, almost like you would be reading a newspaper. It's incredibly versatile, easy to use, and really fast. When you flip that switch, it's pretty much instantaneous that you get to this new mode, which was really impressive. The Lenovo ThinkBook Plus Gen 5 was also incredibly exciting. This is a Windows-powered laptop that also has a detachable display that's powered by Android. It gives you the best of both worlds. You have your Windows PC, and then you have your Android tablet, and you can swap between one or the other just by pulling the display off. It's really cool because the power of the Android tablet is based on the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chipset, which is a little old, but still an incredibly powerful flagship chip. So this is going to be a really powerful tablet for you, and then you're going to have an incredibly powerful Windows laptop, and you can choose whichever one you want to use. We love this thing. It's only $2,000, which seems really expensive, but when you think about it, it's a 14-inch Android tablet and a powerful Windows laptop. That's actually a deal. Lenovo has a second entry on our list, which is the Magic Bay. This is a new technology that came out on a new laptop from Lenovo. The laptop that it comes out on is not that interesting, but on the back of the laptop's lid is a magnetic bar with a bunch of pogo pins. This allows you to snap on accessories to the top of the laptop and use them because they'll instantaneously connect to the laptop's data. So, in other words, you can just snap on a device and then boom, you're using it. There is one product that Lenovo has created so far, which is a 4K webcam with speakers built into it. You snap it on, you can have a terrific meeting with clear audio and 4K visuals, and then you snap it off and you move on with your day. There's also some concept devices that Lenovo has created that aren't going to come out anytime soon, but are idea stages. One was an SSD, which was really cool, and another one, which was my favorite, was a 10-inch secondary display that you just snap on the top. Really cool stuff. For people who are curious about health devices here at CES, we have a favorite device in the Withings Beo. This is a device that you can keep in your home like you would a thermometer, but get a whole slew of medical data from your body. You have an ECG, you have blood oxygen levels, and everything is basically done just by touching the device. So you don't have to worry about some sort of invasive procedure or any kind of thing that's going to cause you discomfort. You just hold this little device and then it processes a bunch of your information. Could save you a trip to the doctor when you need just your vitals. Of course, this is all pending FDA approval, but Withings has hopes that it's going to come out for $249 in June this year. MSI really wowed us with its new Claw system. This is essentially a Steam Deck competitor, an all-in-one handheld gaming system, but it is the first one of these to come with Meteor Lake power. That is an incredibly powerful chipset that's going to make this thing soar well above things like the Steam Deck or even the Asus ROG Ally, which is also a really popular entry in this category. You can choose to boot into the MSI launcher that comes pre-installed on the device, allowing you to skip Windows entirely. This is one of the big reasons why the Steam Deck is so popular, because the software is so much better than booting straight into Windows on that tiny display. We love this thing. We're really excited about it. It's a little expensive, but when you consider the power underneath the hood, it's probably going to be worth it for those hardcore gamers out there. Smart home enthusiasts are going to love this one. This is the Narwhal Frio X Ultra. When you look at it, it looks like any other robot vacuum that you may have already seen or possibly even own, but this one is a little different as it has no cameras. It uses lasers and LiDAR to navigate around your home. If you're somebody who's really worried about the privacy implications of having a camera roaming around around your house all the time, this is the device for you. It is also a really good vacuum. In our testing, it sucked up a lot of dust that other vacuums had missed. This is a really exciting product for people who love their smart home, want privacy, and just want clean floors. We have another one for gamers here, which is the LG 27-inch gaming monitor. When you look at it, it looks like any other gaming monitor, but this thing is super special in that it brings a 480 hertz refresh rate. That is incredibly high. Now, we've seen higher, we've seen 500 hertz, but we only saw that on LCDs. This is an OLED monitor and it has a 1440p display. This is a world's first combination of all these high-end features that you would normally get from multiple different monitors, but never all in one. LG didn't tell us how much this is going to cost, but you can expect it to be very expensive. Also, don't forget, to get an image that's 480 hertz, 1440p OLED, you're gonna need some serious horsepower to run this monitor. So you've gotta have some deep pockets already to have the video card necessary to make this thing work as hard as it needs to. MSI comes back again with the MSI Cyborg 14. One thing you immediately notice about this super cool laptop is that it has a transparent casing. We love transparent things here at Android Authority, so that really draw our eye immediately. But there's also a couple other things that are notable about this laptop. First, the power inside is pretty good. You have a 13th gen Intel processor, you have up to an NVIDIA RTX 4060, and the starting price is $1,100. So essentially, MSI has created a really cool looking gaming laptop with decent specs for a decent price. That might not seem like something that's like a world's first or some sort of crazy new innovation, but anything that brings a product to be more accessible to more people, that deserves an award. So we're really excited about the Cyborg 14. Now we have the GOI Light Rope 2, which looks like it's just going to be some new strip lights that you can put around your room. But GOI has done something really interesting here, which is allow you to shape it into different designs. Once you've shaped the lights into the design that you want, you can take a picture with your smartphone and then control the individual lights in the design you've created from the smartphone app. Really ingenious stuff that allows you to make your smart lighting system your own. Asus really wowed us this year with the Asus ROG Phone 8. This phone takes away a lot of the gaming aesthetic that we've seen on previous ROG phones and made it into something that's very classy and minimal. This is something that you could take out of your pocket and people would look at it and be like, that's just a regular phone and not one of the best gaming phones that you can get right now. Speaking of being one of the best gaming phones, this has got all the top of the line specs, including the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, all the RAM, one of the best displays we've ever seen on a gaming phone, and more. You can get this in the United States in a few months. Asus keeps the hits coming on our Best of CES awards with the Asus Zenbook Duo. This is a dual screen laptop with the screen in the normal spot where you'd expect it, but then a second screen in the area where you would normally find the keyboard. Speaking of the keyboard, you can put the detachable keyboard on the second display if you want, or you can take it off entirely and then use the laptop with its full 2 displays. This is a really interesting product, but we've seen things like this before. But one of the most notable things about the Zenbook Duo is its price. At only $1,500, this isn't much more expensive than your standard premium laptop, and you get those 2 displays, which is certainly pretty innovative. Samsung really wowed us this year with its transparent micro LED TVs. Now, you probably are going to need a transparent TV in your house because what would you even do with it? But this is really cool technology. You can really see through this. It looks like a pane of glass, but then images appear just like they would on any other TV. So we're going to expect to see these in malls and shopping centers all around the world coming up because it's an innovative way to show off your product either in front of the TV with the images happening in the back or even behind the TV because you can see right through it. Really cool stuff. Probably not something you're going to want to buy, but we thought it was pretty interesting. If you're in the market for an enormous television, TCL launched at CES 2024 a new 115-inch QD mini LED television. This thing is massive. Not only is it massive, but it's also bright. TCL claims it has a peak brightness of 5,000 nits, which is about as high as you can get in the consumer space. There's also up to 20,000 dimming zones. In brief, this is one of the biggest, brightest, and best TVs that you can actually buy. Of course, you're going to need to be able to afford it because it's going to cost close to $20,000. Still, innovation is innovation, even if you can't afford it, so we thought this was worthy of a Best of CES award. One of the most innovative products we saw at CES 2024 is the Wyze AR Pod. Now, think about the earbuds that you have. You probably can control them by tapping or swiping or squeezing or doing whatever on the side of them. But what if you couldn't do that? What if you didn't have hands? Or what if you had impairments that prevented you from doing those types of things? This product allows you to control those objects that are on your head or on your eyes or in your ears using jaw clenching and eye movements. And believe us, it actually does work. We tried it out playing an AR game using jaw clenches and eye movements, and we actually ended up being really, really good at it. So if you're interested in hearing about what's coming up with new innovations in technology where you can do things without using your hands, check out the Wyze AR Pod. We were very impressed. We also have an awesome new product from Samsung called the Music Frame. Do you remember the Samsung's Frame TV, which is a big television that you put on the wall that looks like a work of art? Well, this is basically the same thing, it's just a little bit smaller, and it's designed to go on a tabletop instead of on the wall. And it incorporates a full speaker system, which allows it to be a smart speaker for your home. So it kind of combines the Samsung Frame idea with a traditional smart speaker. Of course, it is locked to the Samsung ecosystem, so that makes it a little less interesting for people who aren't locked into Samsung already. But if you want a really cool speaker that can go on a tabletop and present your photos or other pieces of art, this is something you should probably check out. That's a wrap for our Best of CES Awards 2024. Obviously, there are thousands, if not tens of thousands of new products that are launched at this show every year, so we couldn't possibly find all of them. But these are the ones that we did see and that we did love. If you thought that we missed something though, be sure to jump down into the comments and let us know. And be sure to also let us know which of the products we went over here is your personal favorite. And if you want to read more about what we saw at CES 2024, as always, head to AndroidAuthority.com.